Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel where we're going to continue our revolutionary shaves. Today's shave, we'll be using a another Sheffield razor. This is an older Wolstenholme. It's by no means, from 1775, but probably turn of the century. We're using my accumulator, just bowl soap that we've been accumulating. And this is my very special brush that is made out of an American chestnut. And this chestnut the tree was probably around in 1775. Of course, it's not around now because it's in the brush here. It's one that was used to build a cabin out by a scout camp where I spent many years as a boy. When they tore it down, I saved some pieces of it. But let's get started with the shave. Thinking about things that happened today. This is the 10th of May, or not 10th of May, the 24th of May, 1775. What was going on? Well, today, interesting thing happened. John Hancock was elected the president of the Second Continental Congress. Things are starting. You're going to see history if you're looking at history books, and I encourage you to do so, because while we're in like this day, what happened today, and stuff is going to start happening fast and quick. They're still hoping that England backs down on some of its laws that it's put down on us. But at the same time, they're preparing for times when it doesn't. Now, if you can think of, when you think of Revolutionary War or colonial men of note, John Hancock stands out pretty large among them. He's the guy with the big signature on the Declaration of Independence. But he also played a big role because, just think of the other personalities that he had to deal with. He had Thomas Jefferson, who wrote things. He had Ben Franklin, of course, elder statesman. He was in his 70s at that point, I think. You had John Adams, which is kind of what we'll be thinking about him today, because he was kind of a jerk, to be honest with you. He was very driven, very outspoken, not a particularly diplomatic kind of guy. So he got on people's nerves like crazy. And when you're the president of the legislative body trying to get stuff done, and you got this joker running around making people mad at him and trying to keep things moving, can you imagine what a job that Hancock had? And history seems to just write him off as the man with the big signature. But I tell you, I think his role was bigger because he had to move things along. I'm being a little quiet because this is a 4/8 razor, so it's a little sporty. Kind of, if I make a mistake, this thing can leave a grievous wound. So I'm being kind of careful. Super sharp too. That's a good thing. Sheffield steel, especially 19th and 20th century. Pretty good quality steel. Not as as hard as my favorite Swedish razors. Boy, they take an edge, and you just have to make sure you strop them good. Be a little ginger careful here. I got a little, I don't know what, I'll call it a zit, raising up. I'm kind of old to be having zits. I'm 65, but stuff raising up on the old face, so I gotta be careful around these things. Oh, hats off today to John Hancock. Hoping to maintain peace, planning for war. Probably knowing that just by the things that they're doing and contemplating and talking about, probably is going to get them hanged, or bad things happen to them. And for the most part it did for everybody who was in that Second Continental Congress. So, a great personal sacrifice. These guys came together, like I said, put aside some of their personal differences, and created something wonderful, the United States of America. I hope that we can live up to their example. If they're looking down, they can say, well, they're taking care of the country that we made. We can live by that example. Had a pretty good shavers, no irritation, which I was kind of surprised by, because this is a kind of a harsh little razor, because it's a full hollow, and I think it's just a little, so just the slightest change in your angle is gonna change this thing quite a bit. You can get into trouble with that. I hope you're enjoying these revolutionary series. I'm enjoying it a lot because, well, I'm kind of a history buff, and I enjoy seeing what, even if it's kind of obscure, what all happened on this day in history. Let's use my good old dog from every town bay rum. That would have been what those guys used. Put us in the mind for it. This is also Memorial Day weekend. If you can make it out, remember the sacrifices of the soldiers from this period. As far as casualties per troop, it was a pretty costly war on the part of the American colonies. And of course we have all the ones since, where we have guys who went to war and didn't come back. Think about them this weekend. I'm Major Rich, theshavingcotter.com. You may find me on my YouTube channel, Safety Cat Studios. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.